Hi, and welcome to another episode of WolfeSound podcast. Today's topic is Machiavellianism. This one is the least known of the Dark Triad Personalities. It goes along with psychopathy and narcissism. So today I'm going to focus on this one because not many people know what it is. They are the most manipulative personalities among us, and you find them in all kinds of workplaces and social circles. Named after the 15th century politician, Niccolo Machiavelli, who came up with the phrase, the ends justify the means, which is as callous as it gets for life philosophy, if you ask me. Machiavellianism often goes hand in hand with psychopathy and narcissism, a deadly combination called the Dark Triad Personality. Yet a Machiavellian personality doesn't need the other two to be considered one of the most insidious and dangerous personality types. They're extremely disagreeable people, but they are also quite subtle about it, which makes them potentially more dangerous than psychopaths and narcissists as well. The reason being is that Machiavellian personalities aren't obvious. They know when, how, and to whom to say or do something, and are far more well-versed in the appropriate reactions and emotions to display given the situation, while psychopaths have a serious emotional blind spot that often gives them away, which in turn makes them easier to spot. Machiavellians guard their reputations with their life, and so their tendency to lie, cheat, and steal are usually done in the most sneaky way possible. They're aware of people's deepest needs, and they know how to manipulate others undetected. They also know how to control their demeanor and image, unlike psychopaths who tend to make mistakes, or narcissists who are prone to rage and infantile temper tantrums. Now, imagine someone with all three of them. The most troubling aspect of these personalities is that they often operate in groups or entire organizations. They have the mob mentality. While they recognize each other, they have this unspoken agreement not to expose one another, though they secretly don't honor the agreement, but they will gang up against anyone who threatens their heartless and incompetent system, or anyone who's crazy enough to shed light into their darkness. So here are 18 signs someone is a Machiavellian personality type. They will get what they want by any means necessary, believing that the ends justify the means, no matter how cruel the means are. They would lie, cheat, and steal with no remorse, and mostly without detection. They use flattery to manipulate those in high places, and they feel no shame being hypocritical and sleazy. They are social climbers. They move like snakes and are constantly on the lookout for opportunity and possible obstacles to go around. Of course, they cut corners and have no work ethic, but they will not be obvious about it. They are callous, malevolent, selfish, and envious. They would destroy someone's career, believing business requires them to be cutthroat, and given the opportunity, everyone will behave in the same manner they do. They believe it's a dog-eat-dog world, and there is no space for everyone. So it's either kill or be killed. This makes them highly competitive, but not necessarily competent. They'd rather destroy the competitor's reputation than excel in their own right. They fear genuinely competent people because their presence alone exposes their mediocrity. So if a Machiavellian personality who's also incompetent at what they do is in the same room at work, for example, with someone who's very competent, but not even thinking of competing with them, they would destroy that person because in comparison, it will be exposed that they are actually mediocre. They are indirect in all of their dealings, believing they cannot get what they want unless by way of manipulation. So they will rarely ask you directly for what they want, even if it's frivolous. They're always promoting their self-interest, masking under the guise of compliance and loyalty to powerful people. They make themselves taller by stepping over others who make them feel threatened. And it's very easy to make them feel threatened. They do not cooperate with anyone unless it's for personal gain, of course, and in which case they would be silent competitors unless they suddenly take you out and discard you. They lure people in when they have a certain agenda. Those they don't harm are those above them in power rank. They don't think twice about the damage they cause other people. Instead, they view them as weak and deserving of their losses because their victims failed where they succeeded. Unlike its sister personality types, Machiavellians are not obsessed with being the center of attention unless they have the Dark Triad. Otherwise, they prefer operating in the dark, undetected. This helps them be more deceptive. They're often well-liked due to their master manipulation abilities and clandestine mannerisms. They crave money to gain power and status, and it's never enough. They will continue to be cunning even after they reach the height of power and wealth, as they have a deep fear of losing their status. This is why they get destroyed when they're exposed and dismissed. They may still have their wealth, but they cannot accept the loss of power. They are puppet masters, which is why they thrive most behind the scenes, in the dark, and far removed from the spotlight that may expose them. So one tip to dealing with them: do not ever deal with a Machiavellian personality, let alone a Dark Triad. I hope this was helpful. Please look up more resources online on this personality type. It's become so common. And I really wish you great mental health in your workplace, at home, and everywhere you go. Thank you, and see you in the next episode.